morning. Thank you, Marimba Group. Shall we all rise for the national anthem and opening prayer? Marimba. Standing for the opening prayer given by Mr. Puti.
Good morning. Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father, we pray this morning in the name of Jesus, knowing you to be God, our Creator, knowing you to be God who is love. We thank you this morning. We are gathered here, O Lord my God, to give thanks to you and also, Lord, to appreciate your greatness and your authority, to appreciate all that you have done to us, O Lord our God. We had our children, O Lord my God, who said for exams while conditions were not suitable, but Lord, you proved to be God with all power and authority. We are gathered here to celebrate you, O Lord my God, knowing that even if circumstances are hard, you remain our God. We thank you, O Lord my God, for the wisdom that you have provided to our administration, to our management of the school. We thank you, O Lord my God, for the wisdom you have given to our students and our teachers, that the results be achieved, O Lord our God. You are God, and no one else can do the great things that you have done. We think of the story, O Lord my God, or in your word where you healed 10 lepers, and one of them came back to you to give thanks, and Lord, you made him whole. As we are gathered here, O Lord my God, to give you thanks, O King of glory, any aspect of our lives, O Lord my God, that need correction, we trust you to be God, who can make us whole in everything. We trust in you, and we thank you for gathering us together today, and lead us in all righteousness and in all truth, O Lord my God. Bless us as we are gathered here to thank you. In Jesus' name we pray.
Thank you very much, Mr. Puti. And be seated. It is tempting sometimes to want to dance when the national anthem is being sung by a very good group such as our Marimba band. But we know we can't dance to the national anthem. Guest of honor, that's the Dean of the Faculty of Medicine at the school at the University of Botswana, and her team from the same faculty. Deputy Head of Mission, High Commission of Kenya, Mr. Basso, Honorable Member of Parliament for Bonington West and Minister of Gender Affairs, Ms. Muketi, Dean, Office of External Relations, Butu University, Mrs. Mutuna, Senior Administration Secretary from Botswana Government, Mr. Murapedi, Cluster Chairperson, Mr. CLA, Village Development Committee Chairperson, Mr. Mutula City, our Managing Director for Legae Academy, Ms. O'Connell, the Legae Academy Principal, Mr. Umen, and his Deputy, Mr. Hutchison, Legae Administration Assistant, Mr. Mukibelo, Legae English Medium School Principal, Mr. Nchaya Hai, and Legae English Medium School Deputy Head for Academics, Mrs. Karodia, Legae PTA members present, fellow teachers, dear students, ladies and gentlemen, I say good morning again. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to the 2022 prize giving ceremony under the theme Persistence, Perseverance, and Success. Today, I feel very privileged and honored to stand here in front of you all and acknowledge the achievements of our brilliant students who have made both the school and their parents proud. This program is held to recognize the young talents who have made an immense contribution to our school and the society. These brilliant students exhibit such qualities that will not only help them in achieving their goals, but also bring glory of success to our school. Today, we have gathered here not just to celebrate the achievements of our students, but also to give due regard to our values and morals, which these our deeds exemplify. Values and morals such as discipline, compassion, and zeal for learning have indeed contributed to their success. Awards are a way to encourage good behavior and inculcate a competitive spirit. This is the reason why our school organizes a prize-giving ceremony every year to encourage its students. This morning, we are here to give away 21 academic awards, 64 academic full colors, 24 academic half colors, and 16 academic standard awards. These awards are not just for recognizing those students who have performed exceptionally well, it's also to honor those students who excel in sports and cultural activities. The aim is to recognize that extra talent of our students other than academic and motivate them to shine in their respective fields. Our school has always provided its students with a healthy and competitive environment to help them grow in every sphere of activity. We have given equal opportunities to all our students, and so that they realize their true potential and get ready to face the outer world once they complete their school studies. And I'm much pleased to see our dear students performing and excelling in their respective areas of interest. To those students who have not won any prize, I say, do not lose hope, as this is not the end of everything. And there will be many more opportunities coming your way to prove your ability. To those of you who will receive prizes this morning, I say well done and keep it up. In concluding, I would like to use this opportunity to thank our Managing Director, the school board members, the principal, vice principal, and my colleagues for taking this institution to new heights and creating a distinct path for the students to follow. I would also like to extend special thanks To those parents who have joined us online, we appreciate. And finally, before I leave the stage, I would like to introduce three dynamic and brilliant young people who will direct the proceedings of this ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming three students standing in front of us. The first one is Pluto Kate. The second one is Achal Gupta. And the last one is Tapo Kosinaka. I thank you all.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and another very warm welcome to Prize Giving 2022 with the theme of persistence, perseverance, and success. As Mr. Tembo mentioned, my name is Achal Gupta and I will be your Master of Ceremonies this morning. I shall commence today's program by inviting the head boy and head girl to give their report. May we please put our hands together as they come up stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, since beginning of 2020, humanity has faced a common enemy, invisible enemy. We call it COVID-19. This virus has conquered the whole world. Last year, we were totally under the control of this virus, so we could not hold a prize giving ceremony last year. This year, the situation is slightly decided to celebrate the success of our students without the presence of the parents, because we have no option but to limit the number of people participating in this program. But this is not a complete celebration, because we miss parents in this program. Hopefully they are viewing this program virtually. It gives me immense pleasure to share with you the annual school report on this occasion. I would like to highlight the academic achievements made by our students last year. I also want to use this opportunity to reflect on how we faced the unprecedented challenges and how we successfully overcame a myriad of difficulties during the COVID-19 pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected educational systems worldwide. The vicious virus has changed the face of education. No sector will be impact of this pandemic, but the impact on education sector was so intense because we educators struggled in both our works and personal lives while also supporting our students' fears and concerns. Increased anxiety and depression associated with the pandemic seriously affected the mental health of our learners as well as teachers. In 2020, our school, other educational institution, unfamiliar territory with the COVID-19 pandemic. Online teaching was foreign to our teachers at that time. Not all teachers were technologically literate, but when the lockdown was declared, our teachers geared up for online teaching after they received training from our IT and multimedia departments. Our management offered an allowance to all our teachers to enhance the bandwidth of the internet in their homes. These measures ensured uninterrupted online teaching during the school closure. Virtual teaching has become a norm during the pandemic. Transition to online education has brought about adverse educational changes and health consequences for young adult learners. Online assessments became an integral part of remote teaching. Setting of online examinations, marking of these assessments, and forwarding of scripts to the learners was no easy task. When school shifted from traditional teaching to online teaching, our parents came under enormous stress. When the school reopened, we acted swiftly to ensure that our staff and students were safe in the school. We strictly adhered to all COVID-19 restrictions and observed all health protocols. As a result, we reduced the class sizes by adopting a shift system. However, when classes were divided into smaller groups, the teachers' workload doubled. They had to work from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the school. Our teachers were handicapped by social distancing guidelines in the classrooms, especially during practical lessons. They were also constrained from paying individual attention to the students. The great pandemic of the century affected the whole world, but one thing remained unaffected: the academic standard of Legae Academy. Despite anxiety, uncertainty, and depression, our teachers prepared our examination classes incredibly well. Traditionally, our IGCSE and A-level classes do extremely well in their Cambridge examination. But last year, our parents of IGCSE and A-level classes were not very optimistic about the outcome of examination because their children went through unprecedented challenges during their preparation for their examination. The raging pandemic had a negative impact on everything, so one could expect a negative impact on the academic performance of our students in the last year's examination. But against all odds, our students excel in their final examination. Against all odds, the school set a record. For the first time in the history of our school, A-star percentage was 52. So these are 52% of the grades obtained by our students, IGC students, were A-star. A-star plus A, 79%. A-star plus A plus B plus C is 99.3%. That was a record. 82 IGCSE learners out of 124 earned 48 points. That is the maximum point according to the UB point scale system. 100% credit for 14 subjects, over 50% A-star for 12 subjects. 10 Form 5 students earned straight A-stars. For A's students, 91% credit, 52% A. A is the highest grade for A's. 24 students earned the highest achievable grade in their examination. A-level, 97% credit, 62% A-star plus A. A students earned straight A's. So our last year's examination results were a litmus test for our resilience and dedication in the face of adversity. And it is indeed a testimony of how we successfully weathered the storm during this tumultuous time. It also indicates that a raging pandemic cannot deter us from fulfilling our responsibilities. At this juncture, I would like to honor our top achievers who obtained straight A stars in the last term IGCSE, AS and A-level examination. Malcolm Simri, 12 A stars. Sahana Sivaramakrishnan, 8 A stars. Donato Makofi, 8 A stars. Sai Gokulanath, 8 A stars. Tamso Implo, 8 A stars. Johanna Antinias Risova, 8 A stars. Ayanda Boko, 8 A stars. Nikitenda Togara, 8 A stars. Sofia Saju, 8 A stars. Tolaginganum Sene, 8 A stars. 24 A students achieved straight A's. As I said that A is the highest achievable grade for A's. 24 students. In the interest of time, so their names are displayed on the screen. I shall not read, because if I were to read all the names, that may take some time. A level, so Ethan D'Souza, 4 A stars. Kenilwe Ramitsana, 4 A stars. Mumitan Mekabub, 4 A stars. Sai Sundar Reddy, Laku, 4 A stars. Shijin Lu, 4 A stars. Charan Kumila, 4 A stars. Tachenga Sibandam, 4 A stars. Satyoni Murusi, 4 A stars. Serene Saju, 4 A stars. So these are the A-level graduates. We have evaluated the performance of our students in comparison with the performance of learners from other international schools around the world. The table on the screen shows how our students have done in comparison with the rest of the world. The source of this information is the statistics published by Cambridge. As you can see, IGCSE first, for all the subjects what we offer, our students beat the rest of the world by comfortable, wider margin. A is also the same thing. A-level is not an exception. So all the subjects, so our students perform much better than the rest of the world. I should also recognize the achievements made by the following students. They won the prestigious Outstanding Cambridge Learners Award in recognition of their brilliant performance in last year's Cambridge examinations. Ayanda Boko, top in Botswana for IGCSE accounting. Donato Makofi, top in Botswana for IGCSE additional maths. The same student, top in Botswana for IGCSE computer science. Benjamin Piju, top in Botswana for IGCSE English as second language. Sai Gokulanathan, top in Botswana for IGCSE math. Don Martin, top in Botswana for AS level computer science. Mochio Badosi, top in Botswana for AS level English language. Ashil Patel, top in Botswana for AS level mathematics. Sharon Kumila, top in Botswana for A level biology. Harshil Patel, Best Across, first place in Botswana, AS. Kenilwe Ramansena, High Achievement, A-Level Economics. At this juncture, I would like to pay tribute to all our Form 5 and Form 6 teachers for their sterling effort and dedication. I especially thank the head of Form 5 last year, Mrs. Sabida Martin, and the A-Level coordinator, Mr. Muyela. International Mathematical Olympiad. Our participation in Mathematical Olympiad is an international exposure and a confidence booster for our top students. A team of 6 students will represent Botswana at the 2022 International Mathematical Olympiad, which will be held in Oslo, Norway from 6th July to 16th July this year. So 6 students are going to represent Botswana. I am extremely happy to report that among these 6 contestants from Botswana, 4 of them are from Legae Academy. These outstanding students are Tango in Law, Don K. Martin, Achal Kumar Gupta, one of our directors, Ashwin Shine for 5. So he is our head boy. I take this opportunity to congratulate our students who will represent Botswana in Oslo, and I wish them success in the 2020 International Mathematics Olympiad. I also want to congratulate Vishal Reddy, who qualified for International Mathematics Junior Olympiad, which will be held in Gaborone on 2nd July 2022. Discipline. All these students I have mentioned are well disciplined and hardworking. We believe that only disciplined students can work hard and make great achievement. Maintaining good discipline in a school is a daunting task for educators. It is increasingly challenging for us to weed out indiscipline completely. When technological advancements moves at breakneck pace, our children are tempted to use internet to indulge in cyber-related offences. Online learning acted as a catalyst for this trend. Dealing with cyberbullying is the biggest challenge in all the education institutions nowadays. In this respect, I urge all the parents to be extra vigilant when their children are using internet without supervision. I am happy to report that we successfully meet these challenges to maintain good discipline in the school. High academic standards are not possible without good discipline. I wish to thank the Vice Principal, Mr. Atchison, and the Disciplinary Committee for maintaining good discipline in the school. Last year's sports and club activities have already been highlighted in the head boys and head girls reports. So I shall not repeat what they have already reported. The academy enrollment currently stands at 725 students with a teaching staff of 62 full-time teachers and 4 part-time teachers. On behalf of the entire school, I take this opportunity to pay tribute to the members of the Legae community who fell victims of this pandemic. Our thoughts and prayers are still with these families. Directors of ceremonies, ladies and gentlemen, I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the Managing Director, Ms. M.T. O'Connell, Child Lady of Board of Governors, Dr. K. O'Connell, and Directors for their support during this trying time. Their strong support gave us strength to steer the wheel in this turbulent period. We move forward as the COVID-19 evolution continues. The extremely difficult time caused by the pandemic is far from over. I am confident that we will be able to weather the storm, no matter how strong it is, with the continued support of our stakeholders. I thank you.
How do we feel after hearing that motivational and inspirational speech? I know that it is cold, but can we please give him another round of applause? Thank you very much, Mr. Umen, for your report. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time we acknowledge the talent of our students. My school is not only focused on academics, we also enhance our culture, and at this very juncture, I'd like to present to you our very own form of entertainment, the Indian dance. Thank you.
What a stellar performance that was. That was just a glimpse of what we have to offer. May we please have another round of applause for them. Moving on, I would like to request Mr. Mukibelo to come on stage and introduce to us today's guest of honor as well as all respected dignitaries.
Thank you, MC. It's time to, we have heard of the names. Now we have to attach those names to faces. I'm not going to ask the VIPs, but for the Professor O. Nkomazana from the University of Botswana, Dean of Faculty of Medicine. Thank you. I would like to call upon or introduce MP and the Minister or the Minister amongst us here. This is none other than the Honorable Minister. I don't want to, I know him, but I don't want to make injustice to that. The Honorable MP, Ms. Anna Mokei, who is also the Minister of Gender Affairs, Labor and Home Affairs, corrected. Thank you. We have among us Professor Nkomazana has a team. Their names were called here earlier, but we would like to say them. This includes Mr. K. Muchanga, Mr. E. Marandu, Mr. T. Teba. And among us here, we will also have representatives of different organizations. I have with me here the High Commissioner for the Republic of Namibia, Mrs. Kanju. I have the honor, because it's in my list, the High Commissioner of Kenya, Mr. J. Mbaso. I think before I came here, he was still in absentia, in case he came on this side. So he's not in. We have among us here, as I say, representatives of different organizations. I have Mrs. Marang Mutunda, and my former colleague in the teaching fraternity. And we also have with us here Legae family, the principal of Legae Primary, Mr. B. Njahai. We also have the deputy head of academics from Legae Primary, Mrs. Karudia. close to home, where we are here, we have the Managing Director, Ms. T. O'Connell. We have the Principal, Mr. Izo Omen. We have the Deputy Principal, Mr. Hutchison. We have the Deputy Vice Principal, Mr. Tembo. And to complete the administration, we have Mr. Mukibelo, who is speaking now. I hope I have covered all the dignitaries, including the guest speaker. If I have left someone, not given the name, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Now that we are acquainted with our Mr. Kagiso Mochankana to come on stage to give his presentation. May we please have a round of applause for him.
And protocol observed. My name is Dr. Kagiso Mochankana. I'm one of the products of Dr. Ngomazana, who has been quite influential in my training, actually. One of the people who started the medical school which I studied in, which is in now University of Botswana. I also just completed my studies in pediatrics and adolescent health, recently being a certified, so that I have a chat with them to know what they are doing in that school. The hunger just to learn and to know what they're doing there. Up until when I was 5 years, I wanted to be registered for standard to be registered, but as my mother knew how committed, how I wanted to study, she decided to take me to a very distant school, which I had to commute at the age of 5 years, which was difficult at that point in time, because the first 3 years of my schooling were the most hardest times that I had at that time for greatness in the future. Never give up when you are going through a difficult time or a difficult patch in your studies. Know that there is more that you can achieve, and you are destined for greatness. So I got lighted about standard 4. That's when I started being able to grasp everything until I reached my high school and medical school. And just a quick with the journey with medical school, it wasn't easy also, very competitive. And sometimes you get into medical school, you're not used to getting lower marks, and you're used to getting 90s, 100 and all that. But from the moment you step in, it's a different dynamic, in which it requires you to be internally motivated. And mind you, at that point in time, you've reached a stage where you don't have people around you who will be pushing you. You don't have your parents or your siblings. You are there alone at the university and having to find it within yourself to push yourself to achieve more. So it was difficult because when you get in there, you are with a group of people that have the same potential as you. And you get there, you have to do more. It's something that you're not used to. It's something that it is. You get low marks, you don't give up. There will be a lot of rough times where you even sit and consider your choices. But know that once you have told yourself internally that this is what I want to do and this is what I'm going to achieve, look at the people who have achieved that and look at the people who have done even more. no one has a smooth journey through their career. So during our time, people like Prof. Kobazana were the people whom we look to and say, she managed to reach there. That means she knows, she chose us, she knows that we have potential to reach there because she has gone through it and we can manage to go through that. So you self-motivate yourself, you push yourself to reach that height. And even when you reach that height, know that there is more to achieve. Because I completed my studies undergraduate in 2015. And that point in time, I knew that this is just the beginning of my life. There is more to be achieved. I didn't even wait, didn't take time. I completed my internship in a year. During my internship, I knew that this is the point in time where I should be starting the next step in my career. And with the next step, I registered for exams as an intern. And these are exams which are written by people who are within the specialty. I wrote them as an intern, I passed and managed to get a slot within the residency program, which is also led by Dr. Komazana. So it is not easy. That's one thing that is very important that we should not all know. Even if you're not doing well, know that you still can do more to achieve more. I went through the 4 years which they were not easy also, they were very difficult, and you go through ups and downs choices where you question your intelligence, where you question your knowledge, and you have only a few days where you have internal belief that I'm good, I can do this. But always don't let the many days that you question yourself negatively, don't let them overpower you. But always think about the success at the end that you are aiming for. And that is always will motivate you to study harder because there is greatness in everyone and everyone has potential. And if you put all efforts into that, your dreams will come true. And it's never easy, it's a rough time, and sometimes you even think of quitting, but don't let that negative thought affect you. Always put positives ahead of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mochankana. At this point in time, I would like to welcome Mr. Edison Marandu to come and address us.
Good morning. My name is Edison Marandu. So just a brief history about myself. Here in Legae, I commenced Form 1 in Legae Academy in 2012 and ended midway through AS in around mid-2016. So I'm now a fourth-year medical student in the University of Botswana. And I just want to say I'm very privileged and honored to stand here in front of you and acknowledge the achievements of our brilliant students who have made the school proud and their parents proud and themselves. So I sat here in the same seats you were sitting in, dreading writing my IGCSE exams. I remember wishing that the time period between beginning from 1 and the time I'd write my exit exams in Form 1 would take Form 5 would take forever. So that was from 1 to Form 5. Sadly, 4 years isn't that long, and I was writing my exams. And unfortunately, leaving the place that I'd call my second home, Legae, to join university. There were many times where I thought that I wouldn't make it, but I'm here to say that if someone like me made it through, you can too. So, but I'd like to say that through those periods that I went through, it wasn't easy. It was very challenging. Even right now where I am, it is still very challenging. But sometimes you want to feel like you want to throw in the towel and give up and say that you can't do this, and I understand that. But medicine is also very challenging in terms of how how much time you have to dedicate to sit down, read, understand, and also you miss a lot of time you miss a lot of time that you could use for your leisure. So while others are relaxing, you're busy reading. So sometimes you have to spend long hours in the hospital. But yet again, I still repeat, it's not to discourage you, because I did initially start off in engineering, and since I've had a little touch of it, all courses are difficult, but what you need is your passion, drive, and motivation to keep going. So enough on the negative side of medicine, let's go to the positive side. Medicine, personally for me, I love the whole doctor-patient relationship. You get to sit down and talk to your patient. So it's not something that you get in every other career. Here you get one-on-one conversations with your patient. You get to hear the stories they have to tell. And personally for me, I love talking to people. I love listening to people. So that just brings joy to my heart. It's also nice for my biology fans, to know the different parts of the human body, how it works, how beautifully and well-regulated and connected our bodies are. But then at the end of the day, the one thing that I love the most in medicine is that there's nothing more ecstatic than seeing a patient that you helped treat or you helped manage come back and be grateful when they're successfully treated and now they're doing well. I believe that the lives saved outweighs all the negatives that I've just mentioned before, and that makes you feel like you're making a difference in life. And I believe that that's all we want to do in life, make a difference and leave a footprint. So kindly allow me to end, as I don't like speeches, I don't want to make this long, to express my gratitude to God, my family who continuously support me day in and day out, the Dean of Medicine, Dr. Komazana, the faculty administrator who isn't here but went through all lengths to find me at school and tell me about this and help me prepare for this to make this possible. Also, I cannot forget to appreciate all my teachers from primary, secondary, also those who I have my lectures in tertiary now. My friends who supported me all throughout the way, one of them is here, and for each and every one of you present here today. So for this very reason that we're all here, I'd like to congratulate all of you that are getting awards, and for those who aren't, I still congratulate you too, because you worked hard to get whatever position you have, and that's worth celebrating. Thank you very much.
Generous round of applause.
Hello. Dumela. Oh, okay, you're all right. Well, I'm privileged to be here, believe you me. So the Honorable Minister Mokreti, the Principal of Legae Academy, Mr. Omen, the leadership of the school, the teachers, and all the administrators, the amazing team of leaders at the back, and students, good morning. Good morning. Oh, it's so exciting, isn't it? End of one journey, and the beginning of immeasurable possibilities, right? It's nice to be at this point. You may not think so, but it's an amazing point to be. You get it once in a lifetime. Life is quite forgiving though. You can change here and there. That's why Andrew here could start with an engineering and have it bite, and then he said, no, I'd rather do medicine. So that is great. You really stand at a time where I'm sure many people who are my age, there are times they wish they could be where you are, to choose differently. Not necessarily choose career, but choose life differently. So this morning I wanted to chat to you about Because you're all talented people, isn't it? That's why you're receiving all these honors. You're talented people. Many who are not here are also very talented, but differently talented. Every person made by God is talented, differently talented. That is why I hear that you're also honoring sports talent, but there are many other talents. Unfortunately, our school system hasn't yet risen up to the fact that we need to develop other talents, but that's not the point of today. But I want to tell you, talent is not enough. Did you know that? Talent will take you someplace, but talent is not able to take you where you were meant to be when you were put together. Did you know that? Okay, just to give a little bit about myself before I chat to you that talent is not enough. I was born in a small village that doesn't even appear in the map of Botswana. Even today, there are only 1,500. My mother was a primary school teacher, and my dad was mainly a farmer looking after his father's cattle and then his own, and then bricklayer, drove big trucks at some point in his life. Nobody had, in my family, I was the second of 5 children, and none, even in my extended family, had ever been to university. And then when I was 9, my mother died. My mother was like she was the person I looked up to. So kind of started off with a little bit of a challenge. In a small village, where most of what people did was grow crops and live very well. It was a good village. Legae was a really good village. It was well run. We built our own primary school, at least our parents did. They built their own clinic and they hired their own midwife, so we were all born in a clinic those many years ago. And so it was a good village. But nobody had been to university, at least not that I knew of. And so that's how I started, and I was very talented, like very talented. And so I went to high school and I passed, and I used to join maths competition. In those days there were maths competitions, there were general knowledge competitions that were on the radio. I was always on the radio getting this award and that award. So I was talented. But I'm saying today, talent isn't enough. So I went to UB, eventually went to UK to do medicine, and government paid, and we should be so grateful. Our government pays for so much. So I went to medical school in UK. I went to the University of Glasgow, and I finished. And there were 250 in class. There were 2 of us were black. It was myself and one of my colleagues, Dr. Masunge. And so that was our start. And so I knew that I had to put my head down and focus, because too many things were difficult. The culture was difficult. Glaswegian wasn't particularly English as I thought English was supposed to be spoken. And so things were kind of difficult, and it was cold and wet and windy. Sometimes the umbrella was like a parachute. It was difficult. And there were days I booked my flight home because I thought, I'm not staying here. I am going back home. One thing kept me going. I remember one day I really made up my mind. I'm going home. Doesn't matter. I'll go to UB, finish my BSc. Doesn't matter. I'll still pass. And then I remembered something. Somehow I had read somewhere in the Bible that said the earth is the Lord's and its fullness. So I was thinking, that means Glasgow is also your kind of thing? Maybe I can stay here, even in the cold. And I think eventually managed to be talked out and talked myself out of it and stayed. And eventually finished. and graduated among the top 10 of 250. But before that, I'd had stones thrown through my window because I was black. I had shouts at the market saying niggers should not be allowed here because I was black. So I really had to make a decision. Am I staying? And if I'm staying, how am I staying? I could have been angry and shouted and did things that would have got me in trouble, but I didn't. I came back home, I was married. Don't forget, I see Dr. Mshangana has a ring. I just checked him out now. So life is bigger than just books. Otherwise you'll be 40 and think, oh, I remembered that I should have a family. You don't want to do that. So anyway, had a child and then decided, no, I think I must specialize. And I went to South Africa in 1996. It's a difficult time to be black and in South Africa, believe you me. And I went to UCT and I was the only kind of black person in ophthalmology, and there were not many. And finding a place to stay was hard because each time I found a place on the internet and I got there and they discovered I was black, they thought, oh, no, it's just been taken. So, but I was determined. I was going to be one of the second Botswana eye surgeons, so I persevered. So you see, I wasn't even fighting failing school. That's why talent is never enough, because other things you fight are not just books, they are life. Right? Okay, so got to ophthalmology, did first 2 years or 4-year program, and there was battles. And that was mainly because of skin color, not because I wasn't capable. And so in the end I thought, oh no, I can't fight anymore. So I moved to another school in South Africa, to Bloemfontein. Eventually, long story short, I finished. And I also then finally realized, when I was doing the part 1 of the exam, I'd actually come up as the top of all the people that are sitting. It's a national exam, right, Dr. Machanga? Yeah, all the people who are doing ophthalmology come and sit the same exam. Like you do your IG, right? And I had topped that exam, and because I was black, they decided to hide the results and not tell. So I only learned like 3 years later, because I moved school. So it's the people who are in the first school who had hidden these results. And so when I got to the other school said, why didn't you come to get your award? I said, what award? I said, whoa, you don't know? You were the top student in that exam. Oh, I was? No. So eventually, long story short, I was able to be given that and continue to believe in the system because I needed it to succeed. And then eventually, long story short, I finished and I came home. And then I did other things. I just wanted to say, to do that, to premise the fact that success is bigger than just books. Books are important, but you've heard from these guys, books are very important. And when you come to the medical school, if you come to our medical school, I'm sure even if you go to other medical schools, when you come, we give you the responsibility to learn. We stop being teachers who stand before you and give you lots of lecture and lecture notes. Ask them. When you come to us, we know you are capable, and we don't want to undermine your capability. So we allow you to take the responsibility to learn. We facilitate learning. We do everything to make it possible for you to learn, but you take charge of your learning. That's why they say it's hard. It's not hard because they don't understand what's being presented. It's hard because you have to now manage how you learn, manage your time, choose whether, and there's no parent. Many of us, when they manage, if they come to UB, but if they go to many medical schools, they will insist you stay on campus to develop other things. So there is no parent who says, did you do your assignment? And nobody signs your assignment anymore. We not expect any signed assignments like when you are in other places. So now you become your own, you in charge. That is why talent is not enough. Because you probably get 100% if you can of the subjects if you would assign them the right time. But now it needs bigger than just the talent. It needs self-management. Can you manage yourself? That's what will take you to the next level. You're all brilliant. You all reach anywhere that you choose. But now you need more than talent. You need other skills that come with time. I was thinking this morning as I was coming, I was thinking about a story that was told by Jesus to his students. And there were bigger students like you. Probably some of them were teenagers or beyond teenagers. And he was telling them, success comes, and I'm giving you an example. He was telling them a story. That a man gives talents to his servants according to their ability. To one person he gives 5 talents. To one he gives 2. To another he gives 1, according to their abilities. I'm such a teacher. When people move around when I'm talking, it kind of disturbs me a little bit. I know this is administration. So, now, it was given according to your ability. So you are all talented people. Now listen. A well done came to people not because of how many talents, but what they did with the talents. One who had 5 talents got to work and made sure those 5 talents multiplied. The one who had 2 also did the same. Multiplied the talents, worked hard to make sure those talents actually end up with something. The one who had 1 talent, the 1 talent was given because it was clear to whoever gave it that this person was capable of managing the 1 talent and multiplying it. But they thought, if I lose this talent, the owner is going to want it. Or it's going to take too much effort. So the best thing is to just keep it, protect it, cover it, and then give it back. So when the owner says, bring back, the one with 5 said, okay, you gave me 5, I'm giving you 10 because I multiplied. The one with 2 said, you gave me 2, I multiplied, you can have 4 now. The one who had 1 said, I know you. You are a tough man. You always get things that you didn't plan. So I have kept your things safe. Here is your thing safe. And you know what the charge was? I would have thought, oh, thank you, at least you didn't lose it. But he said, no, you are wicked. You are truly wicked. Because you are lazy. You didn't grow the talent. Now, the reason why I'm telling this story is that talent are given for something. Today we're celebrating you, and we should celebrate you. You've worked hard. And you've invested your talents. Talents are like, they are like something you are given to steward for something bigger. In a nation like Botswana, when we see talented people like yourself, we get hope. And the hope comes from the fact that we're hoping that this talent is going tomorrow to be the doctors, the pediatricians, the ELOs and throat surgeons, to be the presidents, to be the ministers of labor and home affairs, to be all the things that this nation needs. So that is why we celebrate talent, not for its own, but for what it is, we are hoping is going to accomplish. Do you get it? Now, there are many, if you listen to that story, whose responsibility was it to multiply the talent? The person who received it, right? I'm going to say this. where I stand now, we have a group of young people, and I'm sure they don't come from the high, who believe everybody owes them something. Everybody must do this for me to do that. Otherwise, we're not doing it. I'm praying and hoping they are not coming from here. It's all from those other schools. Because we have a group of learners who comes into your office almost like you have to stand up and give them something you owe them. You owe me a right to have the right this and the right that and the right this. In that story, we are not told what they had to fight to invest this talent and grow it. We are not told how the people who looked at them and thought, this one is black, or this one is Indian, or this one is that, and decided, we don't deal with this kind. We're not told, not because it didn't happen, but because it's taken for granted that when you have that talent, you have the capability to protect it, whatever it is you're protecting it against. Right? Dr. Muchangan, when they were in 4th year, at the same level as Dr. Remarandu, is, therefore, by the way, is in final year of medical school, just sitting next to Mr. Marandu. When they're in 4th year, I'm going to tell, right? Entitled, I'm not saying him, as a group, they went on strike. Imagine, medical students went on strike. Because we are not giving them this and we're not giving them that, and we're getting them to be taught by nurses and we're going to give them that, and the whole lot. We're new medical school. There was our 2nd class, and we were doing our best. Everything we knew how to do, we're doing. But it was good. It was okay. Some of it made us change the way we do things. We did things. But what I'm saying is, part of growing your talent means developing skills to fight, but fight the right battles. Right? Okay. Because we are so excited when we see this talent as a nation. I'm sitting here, I'm dean of Faculty of Medicine. I'm almost 60, and I don't want to be sitting at UB in my 60s. Yes. There's hope. There are people coming in the pipeline. We talk about pipeline. Have you heard about the pipeline? You are our pipeline. But we are our pipeline only if you're going to do something with those talents. There are a group of young people, they are called top achievers. Have you heard of top achievers? Have you heard of them? They are some of the cream of the nation. But when you look at statistics, there are many top achievers who are not achieving. Is it because of talent? No. It's what they do when they meet the battles that we all have to fight. I was giving my story to see. There were many points, as Dr. Muchangan said, I wanted to give up. I was a young wife and a young mother. When I went to South Africa, my son was 17 months. And I took him along. I used to, when I was studying for my part 1 exams, the ones that I said they wouldn't give me the prize until 3 years later when somebody intervened. There were days when I had to trick him that I had left the house because I needed to study. I would come out of the back door, the kitchen door, and he would think I'm going to the car, and I would start the car and make noise, and then later on, when I hear he's sleeping, I would go back into the house and lock myself in a room. And the only way to eat was I had to sneak out through the window of the room in order to eat something at the back so he doesn't see me. So I kept the whole week with him thinking I was going to work every day. I was determined. No 17-month-old boy was going to outwit me. So you see, you have to fight what you have to fight at whatever stage. And there were many times, I went to the professor and head of ophthalmology and said, I think give me a diploma and let me go home nicely. And he said, yeah, well, Right now, diploma will mean something in Botswana because there are no ophthalmologists. But in 2 years, in 3 years, when Botswana come back as ophthalmologist, what are you going to be then? And then I stayed. Rather change school. So you see, talent of its own is a gift from God. But a gift is a gift. A gift will not be taken away from you. It's your gift. But a gift you can hold on and hold on and hold on and do nothing with it. But I don't believe it's you. It's all from those other schools we will not talk about. And there are many pitfalls. Now this one I'm going to say from where we sit. You see, these young men have achieved. Oh, by the way, almost 55% of the class, our classes are female. It just happened that today only men showed up. So you ladies, you'll be fine. And the ladies do well, right? They beat these guys big time, but also the guys do very well. That's why they are here. So be encouraged. There are lots of young women in the faculty. There are many pitfalls. Sometimes, I say I'm a parent as well. I'm managing talent in my house as well. Great talent like yourself. Therefore, many times when I talk, I also talk as a mother who's raising people like yourself, maybe a little older than you. But I see many pitfalls. It breaks my heart because sometimes I have to call a parent and say, I have to terminate your son or your daughter. Not because in any day did I doubt their talent, but because they fell into pitfalls that when they come we say, don't, stay away, run away. And they thought, why? What if? And they try. And some trials are terrible trials, you can't come out. One of the number one challenges right now facing higher education, drugs. You see, many young people, some of them come with their parents looking beautiful and bright, and you're thinking, yes, we have talent. Here's a neurosurgeon. 1 year, but 80%, 50%, 30%. You call them and they dodge, and you call, and we put systems to support. In any medical school, it doesn't have to be ours. There are lots of systems to support. And when you start, they see trust dodging even the system that's trying to protect them, there are challenges. Drugs is the number one. Don't listen to the lies that they say, hey, they are medicinal, this and that. Don't buy it. You get hooked. There are some people who only need to taste and they are hooked. And you don't know if you are one of those. And this one is the biggest one. It breaks my heart each time. You sit with parents and they're in tears. Because their son never even looked into the class, let alone hold a book. They live home. The parents think they're in school. Some of them are peddling drugs. And they may have started at medical school. Highly talented, 12 A stars. And you have to call the parents, see the parents cry. And I've done that many times, and it breaks my heart each time. Or some just dying in unfortunate circumstances, under the influence. Talent of its own is not enough. It's what you do with it. And you have to guard it. There are many thieves that are trying to eat away at what you have. But the power and the ability is invested in you, not in your parents. Once you leave here, your parents help. But you really pass the stage where they have to check you out. So I trust you are all more than able. So guard what you've been given jealously. I could go on talking, I can give lots of examples. But I think you've got it. Talent of its own is not enough. I pray to God that you will stand up and stand out and safeguard the talents and invest them, so that tomorrow you will be standing here encouraging another generation of Legae Academy. Maybe as the Dean of the Faculty of Medicine, who knows? Maybe as a Minister of Labor and Home Affairs, who knows? You have it in you, but just the talent alone will not take you there. God bless you.
Thank you very much for this very inspirational speech. Now, for the moments we've all been waiting for, may I request Professor Nkomazana to award the academic honors. Before that though, as we are all aware, we are still in the midst of a global pandemic. Therefore, I would request the students and prize winners to refrain from a handshake. With that said, please give it up for each of the following prize winners. Ayanda Kungo Boko. John Kananayako Martin.
They're setting the camera now. You can see the screen. She be told to move.
Donato Mwakupi. Ethan D'Souza. Joanna Hutton. Kinewe Rametsana. Malcolm Tafatwa Zimiri. Nogutenda Amanda Togara. Ohone Junior Malope. Pravarakya Laku. Sahana Shivaramakrishnan. Sai Kugalanathan. Shizin Liu. Sophia Saju. Sri Sai Charan Komula. Kaonga Indolo. Tandeka Sibanda. Tatoyane Christine Maruisi. Dulahanyo Pearl Faith Tiane. Yohan Andrea Miandisoa. Please put your hands together one more time for these well-deserved prize winners. Thank you very much, Professor Nkomazana. On behalf of Legae Academy, we would like to present a token of appreciation to you. May the ushers please help her as she goes down the stage. Please, let's give her another round of applause.
Once again, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As mentioned earlier, my name is Papo Khosinaga and I am co-host of this very, very wonderful event. Firstly, I would like to say congratulations to all the prize winners who are here today. It is your dedication and your hard work that gives Legae Academy its prestigious name. Please give yourselves a round of applause. Now, as you have all witnessed earlier, the family of Legae takes immense pride in its multicultural diversity. To further showcase this, we will take another breather with a performance by a traditional dance group. Please let's welcome them on stage. Once again, let us give them a round of applause as they are setting up. Wow, 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 wow. What a performance indeed. Guys, I'm going to need all of your help with something. As they are walking off stage, please give them a loud, thunderous round of applause. Boholo kwane batswadi, boholo kwane. Ladies and gentlemen, these wonderful performers here were coming not from Legae Academy, but from Legae. Thank you, Legae Primary, for a wonderful. Achal Kumar Gupta. Alan Thomas. Anthony Joy. Asmita Khan. Bakang Atang Kere. Benedict Biju. Beto Daman. Bohosi Trobokan. Chukudi Jared Ilwanya. David Kiwanga John. Dia Chapaneri. Dwiti Desai. Naomi Chimoli. Porata Angela Molefe. Grace Bebe. Harshil Patel. Ifunanya Ogeki. Kartik Kovin. Karabo Mutamay. Kako Grace Ngag. Kare Kalalelo Motsamai. Kosisile Ape Nzoe. Kopano Ngebisa. Punto Tanya Motei Aurut. Lame Sele. Leatile Itumele Sorinyan. Lefika Kobo Moalus. Leruo Maben. Lesego Ayabo Maporisa. Lina Bahanu. Lone Hawan. Luyanda Moyo. Matifaza Taimu. Mofengi Mark Muruisi. Nandadev Gopal. Hadlimo Wandu Pearl Baiti. Peyo Kumalemo Sumate. Philip Musimi Wendwa. Refilwe Janet Site. Rethabile Grace Ramudimus. Rorisan Palesa Mukoso. Sasha Daniela Inambao. Sengolame Cynthia Mokoni. Shreya Jignesh Patel. Somika Balian. Sparsh Dave. Shreya Alakat. Sunil Sriraj Mamu. Sylvester Berman. Tada Hasitiwi. Tapiwa Kofaone Matakai. Tashata Arnold Pansiri. Kami Brandon Abunwi. Hero Bakule. Tulakanyo Mapaseka Rapo. Dodo Kate. Vasha Prakash. Vidi Dinesh Baron. Yamini Singh. And lastly, we have Zhenghao Shi. Please give all of them a louder round of applause. Ms. Fatima, please wait on stage for a minute or two. Legae Academy would like to thank you. Legae Academy as a whole would like to thank you for gracing us with your presence. And to express our gratitude, we would like to give you a token of appreciation. Please, as he's walking back to his, a deserved round of applause.
Moving on, I would like to request Mrs. Maran Mutuna to come on stage and hand out the prizes for the special Boto Awards Please put your hands together as she comes on stage. Mrs. Mutuna. Please give her another round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, our outstanding performers in Boto Special Awards are as follows. We have ICT Lina Bahani. Another round of applause, please. Business Studies, Ayanda Kumabo. Economics, Inele Rametana. Accounts, Inele Rametana. Computer Science, Ethan D'Souza. Ladies and gentlemen, succeeding in life is as simple as being a good student. All you have to do is work hard, pay attention, and give it your best shot. We are now moving on to what we have next on our program, but before that, I would like to thank Mrs. Marang Mutuna for gracing us with your presence, and while you wait here, I would like to give you a token of appreciation. Thank you, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now moving on to hand out the Academic Hub Colors and Academic Standard Awards. I'd like to take this time to welcome on stage Mr. Kagiso Mochankana to come and give out these awards. Let's give him a round of applause. Our Academic Hub Color Prize winners are as follows. Anthony Joseph. Gazo Mandebe. Gato Wahile Ramahobo. Kilebufile Lebogo. Lame Ungwe. Miriam Kiragu. Masedi Masedi. Sinara. Our very own MC. Ndumiso Moyo. Pushpita Mulik. Ripilwe Lethabo Tsalaile. Resego Hoshia Monamuzi. Siri Saju. Tabona Tafa. Tambiraishe Magazire. Kabang Misitwani. Tandiwe Gome. Tenulo Sean Mulusi. Melo Yaone Kubusite. Armila Paul. Weye Oyam. Shin Huang. Ladies and gentlemen, those were our award winners for academic half colors. We are still moving on to what we have next on our category, which is academic standard. Our guests, please stay in your position. Our award winners are as follows. Ashwin Shine, our very own head boy. Bavia Jones. Dylan D'Souza. Eliezer Imondo. Ipaza Masala. Jose Thomas. Nikena Andramasi. Onkatile Phale. Oratile Moki. Mbabazi. Sean Mushisha. Neha Desai. Tanu Nkau. Rebecca Munyuki. Tunsume Mwantembe. And finally, we have Vishal Reddy. May we please give them another round of applause. They've worked very hard. Mr. Mutangana, my school and I would like to say thank you very much for gracing us with your presence. And to show our gratitude, would like to give you this token of appreciation. Another round of applause as he goes down on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted to have the Honorable Member of Parliament for Gaborone Bonington North and Minister of Nationality, Immigration and Gender Affairs, Miss Anna Mokheti, in our midst. I invite her to come on stage to receive a token of appreciation and give her speech. A massive round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to our Member of Parliament for Bonington North. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Another round of applause, please. Miss Anna, I do not think they briefed you, right? They didn't brief you because you're supposed to say a few words. Now you are gone. Huh? But thank you very much. We are now coming to unveil our program, our prize giving ceremony, but what we have last on our program is the vote of thanks from our very own Vice Principal, Mr. Hutchison. May we please give him a round of applause. Another one.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we have a... I need to do this one. You want to do a duet?
Ladies and
gentlemen, let me apologize for the confusion. I don't think I'm the creator of the confusion because I'm not in the program. So I realize that there's an expectation that I would say something. I'm greatly honored and very delighted to be here today to celebrate this wonderful day with you, to be present, to have Legae Academy in the constituency of Gaborone, Bonington North. I'm proud as the area MP to be associated with Legae Academy. And let me just say, today was a special day to celebrate the hard-working students and to celebrate their dedication and just to appreciate that I'm here today to be present, to witness how they are being rewarded for their excellence, their perseverance, their persistence, which led to their success. I won't say a lot because everything has already been said to motivate the students themselves. A wonderful motivation by Dr. or Professor Nkomazana. I was personally motivated. About your speech. That, not talent is requested or required. There is so much more than talent that is required. You mentioned that talent is a God-given gift, given to all of us. We all have innate talent, but something more is required of us. What is it that you have within you in order to attain success? Is it just being talented? No. In order to achieve success in life, the first thing that you have to do is to make a decision. That decision comes from your mind. Once you have made up your mind that you want to be successful in life, then you follow through with the necessary steps in order to achieve your goal. How we all love to watch our favorite programs on TV. I'm speaking to the students now. We would love to watch our favorite programs one after the other. But what does it require? It requires self-discipline to say, let me get up, sit by my desk and study hard. Some of us would like to play with our PlayStation or whatever games they are available. It's so lovely to be constantly in that mode of playing with our PlayStation. Being constantly on social media. But it takes self-discipline to get away from it and say, let me go to my desk and study. What is self-discipline? What is self-discipline? It's all about delayed gratification. That is what it takes. So you have been sufficiently motivated today. I just want to express my gratitude for being here and appreciate the Legae Academy. Now I'm speaking as the Minister of Labor and Home Affairs, a representative of the government of the Republic of Botswana. You have heard recently that we in leadership are talking about the reset agenda. An agenda to transform Botswana, to take it from where it is, an economy which is resource-based, to a knowledge-based transformation that we are looking out for. We are looking forward to transforming this Botswana from a country which is bedeviled by poverty and hunger, a country which is bedeviled by so many social ills, like drug abuse, as has been mentioned by the professor, alcohol abuse, gender-based violence, and a whole range of other areas, like income inequalities. That is the Botswana where we are, but where do we want to go to? Where do we want to go to as a country? We want to go to a country where everybody is successful. We want to wipe out those income inequalities and poverty. We want a country in which all of us can participate in the economy of it. That is where we are heading. When we say we want to head towards a country in which we can all participate in economically. The research agenda, one thing that I appreciate that was said by the head girl is that there is a club that teaches mindset change. And that is part of the research agenda. If you know the 5 priorities under the research agenda, mindset change is one of them. Everything that we want to achieve, we cannot attain it until and unless there has been mindset change. The government will soon be launching the mindset change campaign because we want to be an export-led economy. We want to be a private sector-led economy. We want an economy where there is import substitution. And what will it require for us to do that? We are now talking about one of the research agenda priorities is value chain development. In other words, we want to become a productive country whereby we are promoting industry. We are promoting the production of goods so that we can import them to other countries. And we cannot achieve that until and unless we change our mindset as Botswana. We can only achieve that if we are indeed private sector-led. And I just want to appreciate another thing that I picked up in your speech, Mr. Oman, when you mentioned that during the lockdown, you were doing online teaching. And indeed, that also resonates very well with the research agenda, where we are now promoting digitization. And that is the future of the planet. Yes, the pandemic was bad on us. Its effect on the workplace, on our personal life, the effect and the impact on our businesses and households. But one of the good things that came out of the pandemic is that it taught us that we have to promote digitization. And we have done very well in that respect. So let me thank you, let me appreciate you, let me appreciate and congratulate all the students who got awards today. You were rewarded for your hard work, your dedication your perseverance, your resilience, and then as a result of all that, you attain success. I thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for attending this ceremony, but may we please give her another round of applause. This is what we wanted, Anna, for you to do us a greeting. Now it is time to call upon Mr. Hutchison.
Still leaving.
To come on stage. May we please give him a round of applause. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Usually I'm saying good evening, of course, but it is quite a change to be able to address you all during daylight hours rather than the midnight shift. Yes, so I'm here to give thanks to all of those assembled here. Let me start first of all, the lady who just spoke an impromptu speech, very motivational speech to you. That's the Honourable MP for Bollington West, and we know now he's the Minister of Labour and Home Affairs. I better put my glasses on at this stage. No use pretending I'm 21 again. That's Miss Anna Muketti. And then our very distinguished guest of honour, Professor Unko Mazana, Dean of the Faculty of Medicine at the University of Botswana, plus her members of the team, excuse me, sake of time, I don't go their names again. I think some are former students, of course. Other specially invited guests from the Government of Botswana, various high commissions, embassies, our Managing Director, of course, Mr. O'Connell, members of the PTA Board of Governors, managed to come here, and of course our primary school head teacher and his member of staff, and then other invited guests, students of the High Academy, and also, so shouldn't forget those who are watching online, so hopefully some of our parents. Anyway, our school wishes to thank you all for your presence at this special occasion, what is actually our first post-COVID awards ceremony. We're very honoured, as I mentioned, by the presence of our guest speaker, Professor Mazana, and her team for addressing and providing that inspirational speeches to our students, and also, of course, the job they did of helping to award the colours and certificates to our prize winners. We also wish to extend thanks to Mrs. Marang Atuna, the Dean of the Office of External Relations at Both University, for handing out those special awards as well. And again, I'd like to thank our Managing Director, Miss O'Connell, not just for her presence, but she's the lady who provides the funding, financial support, without, of course, which all this would not be possible. Now, we're very grateful to all guest speakers, announcers today, especially our current students who did such a great job as masters and mistresses of ceremonies. That's Chel, Klo, and Hako. Give them a round of applause. Coordinating the programme. I also wish to thank all our school prefects. I know they're among you there, out there, for assisting, giving up their time. And especially to Rafilwi and Ashwin, head girl and head boy, for making their reports on sports and extracurricular activities. So please give them a round of applause again. And then I'd like to thank, as always, our marimba band, who did such a lovely welcome. Love to hear their music. The Indian dance group, and of course, specially invited traditional dance group from our younger sister, shall we say, school, Legae English Medium Primary. Perhaps a round of applause again for all those performers. As with other previous awards ceremonies, the preparation for this event began some time ago, last year, with the foundation of the committee responsible for its organisation. And this was again chaired by Mr. Takindisa. He's here. Maybe he'd like to stand. He's a very modest man. You can't see him. Okay, anyway, we all know him, Mr. Takindisa, and also all the members of the various subcommittees. Their photographs, of course, are in the programme. They worked very, very hard, mainly behind the scenes, to make this year's ceremony a success. So thank you, all that, Mr. Takindisa and his team. It would be impossible to ask to name all the High Academy staff and others who also made their contributions. So let me take the opportunity to thank all of these people for their anonymous. Anyway, I said it all wrong. Never mind. I need some more Dutch courage. Before I close the proceedings, I wish to invite all our guests and students to stay a bit longer so they can enjoy some snacks and other refreshments with our staff. So thank you all again for taking your time to join us here, and we hope to see many of you again next year. Now, I've got one other page. What does it say? Hula!
Thank you very much, Mr. Hutchison. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, thank you very much for being a part of this year's edition of Prize Giving. May you please give yourselves a huge round of applause. Before we leave, we have refreshment stations for everyone, as Mr. Hutchison mentioned. Students may make their way to room 1. Teachers and staff members may make their way to the A-Level Study Center, and may the ushers please guide all our distinguished dignitaries to the Resource Center. In addition, may I request all students to remain seated while our guests leave the hall. Thank you very much.